Hello, my name is Jim, and I want to talk to you about the Russian Empire that is burning in front of you. And I want to talk to you about critical business and critical thinking in the world of artificial intelligence because I am the chief of artificial intelligence at my own company. And we're going to talk about the Russian Empire in a historical perspective. This is not political. This is the story of the end of the Russian Empire. It's in front of you right now. It's happening right now, October 2024. Um, like I said, I'm Jim Carey. I'm the Chief of Artificial Intelligence at Team Solutions. Come see us. But I want to speak to you about Russia. And if you look at the losses of the Russian military in the last 2 years, you'll see it's devastating. Half of the Air Force, 670,000 soldiers. Um, Look at the equipment lists here. The Ukrainians are taking apart the Russians in spectacular fashion. And the Russians are playing the same game they did in World War II. And they think they're going to, I don't know what people think is going on here, but we're just waiting for the Russians to run out of gas and water. But, their towns are burning, Moscow's burning. Why should you listen to Jim Carey? I'm just a technology geek. Well, my first decade in professional technology was pretty much in the Russian use case. So I went to West Germany. At that time, we were in the Cold War, and Russia occupied all of the countries of Europe that most of you uh, see as free today. So, bully for us. We won the Cold War. Shout out to my veterans from the Cold War. Please back me up on this. Um, so for 3 years, I studied this Georgia thing or this Russia thing. Um, and Actually, for 10 years, I had a lot of study in this area. And I've been involved in the command control communications, computers, and intelligence field for 42 years. So I think you should listen to me. A lot of people do. So, what's going on in Russia? After they attacked 2 years ago, uh, Ukraine, they thought they would win a 3-day war. And 2 years later, we're watching, and this is not, I'm not breaking any confidences here. I'm not engaged in any current um, intelligence organizations with the U.S. government. Um, this is all open source. You can find this exact stuff on Telegram and everywhere else. There's a couple of influencers. If you're interested, like, subscribe, reach out to me. I'll hook you up with some things you really don't want to see. It's completely different than bringing the Vietnam War into the U.S. households in the 1960s and 70s. But it's been a war that Russia has been losing for 2 years spectacularly. And when your enemy is making a huge mistake, you just kind of keep quiet. So most of you are thinking of this Russian-Ukrainian war as a little different. It's the death of the last century's worst ideas on governance and human control. Slavo Ukraine, and I also feel empathy for the Russian people who have been lied to, stolen from, and cheated for hundreds of years. They truly live in a different world. So I'm going to make this uh, understandable for the average person who lives in the United States that didn't have to go to the Cold War or do any of these things. If this were the United States, my friends, okay, it would be like we attacked Mexico off of the Texas border and we took Yucatan. And we had a bridge, actually. I guess we owned Cuba or something. But they have a bridge to Crimea. Crimea and Yucatan is this scenario there, and the red line there between Mexico and Texas would be the Ukrainian Russian border. In 2 years, we've managed to, maybe get about 5, 10, 20 miles, 50 miles. we haven't really done much. We've lost half of our Air Force. We cannot navigate the Gulf of Mexico. Um, the bases in Tampa and Pensacola and Mobile, all of the ports within Gulf of Mexico are torched. What does it look like? What does America, or what would our world look like? This would be a daily morning report in front of you. Um, you would see drone attacks all across America every night. In DC, we would see fires. We would have drones that sound like lawnmowers. They sound like leaf blowers, and they fly about 500 to 1,000 feet, and they fly all the way from Mexico to Washington, D.C., and they hit oil reserves. They hit government buildings. They hit military facilities. They would have hit the Pentagon. Um, we've lost half of Arizona has been. So Russia entered Ukraine in February 2022. We thought they were the second most powerful army in the world. They were the second most powerful army in Ukraine in 2 months. Since August of 6th of 2024, when Ukraine attacked Russia and took about a half of a state, an oblast, uh, now Russia is the second most powerful army in Russia. Russia has uh, completely failed in what we'd call modern arms. They approached this like World War II. They thought that the Napoleon and the Nazis that couldn't get to Moscow because of the Great Plains of Russia, yada yada yada. Hey guys, we've got drones hitting the Finnish-Russian border. That's north of the Baltic Sea, 800 kilometers away. We, uh, uh, we, the Ukrainians have hit ammunition warehouses 300 kilometers northwest of Moscow that the explosion registered on the Richter scale at about 2.3. These were the Korean missiles that Putin went all the way to Korea to get Kim Jong to give him missiles. And we somehow tracked all those missiles back, knew where they were going, and while they were not even in the bunkers, we blew that place up. Fuel depots, headquarters, training facilities, manufacturing facilities, um, um, entire breadth of Russia is on fire right now, guys. They're not going to make it to Christmas, and it's going to be a humanitarian disaster for the world. Millions of Russians are going to die cold. So I don't have a lot of time. Wanted to make this clip. Wanted to make it quick. If you want to find out more about it and about me and critical business intelligence, artificial intelligence is here. It's on my desktop. It's smarter than me. Come see us at Team Solutions.